So you're good for a few weeks, and then something happens and you find yourself binging again. You call this self-sabotage, but I want to let you know that this is not your fault. It's the diet industry who has been sabotaging you. And in this video, I'm going to share a psychological concept that nobody's really talking about that's going to help you stop yo-yo dieting. And when you lose weight, you'll be able to keep it off. I'm Dr. Paula Watson. I share psychological tips to help with weight loss, exercise and eating, to help you make sustainable lifestyle changes and to find enjoyment in food and movement. Imagine this, you've got a big birthday coming up, you really want to lose weight, you really want to look good in the photos. So you've found a diet that works, you're being super disciplined, all the weight is dropping off, your big birthday comes, you have a great time, you have lots of fun, and you can finally relax. After a week of no rules, loads of cake, loads of eating out, loads of boozing, you're finding it really hard to get the momentum back with the diet. And the weight gradually starts creeping on again. And before you know it, 2 months later, you weigh more than you started with. Sound familiar? Let me tell you why this happens and why this isn't your fault. This isn't about lack of willpower. This isn't about being weak. This isn't about being a failure. What this is about is, firstly, our body's physiological response to when we lose weight rapidly. Secondly, a natural dip in motivation when an external goal has passed. And thirdly, a natural human response to a diet that's over-restrictive and unsustainable. Let's break each of these down in turn. So firstly, when we eat a restricted diet and we suddenly start living on lettuce leaves, our brain's like, whoa, what's going on here? And it goes into survival mode, thinking we better keep as much fat as we can to protect our organs. So it lets other parts like water go first. We lose weight quickly, but it slows down our metabolism. This means the body is slower to burn off the calories we eat because it tries to store as much fuel as possible. So when our diet ends and we start eating normally again and increasing our food intake, the weight quickly goes back on. And because our metabolism is now slowed down, we often put on more weight than we started with. Secondly, if the only reason we're doing something is for an external goal, so say to look good for your big birthday, when that goal is complete or where it's no longer relevant, we don't have the same motivation to carry on. Thirdly, when we eat a very low-calorie diet and avoid eating certain foods, both our body and our brain are being deprived of what they need. This can feel miserable. And whilst discipline can make us stick to this for a few weeks, if we're human, the bubble is going to burst eventually. It's just not sustainable. Beneath these three things is one underlying psychological problem that no one talks about. We are led to believe diets are temporary. But when you think of diets as temporary, they are never going to work for sustainable weight loss. So what causes this problem? It's not you. It's the diet industry, the fitness industry, the weight loss industry. Even organisations like Weight Watchers, Slimming World, which make out to be about lifestyle change, they still ask you to set yourself a weight target. So implicitly, what that's suggesting is you only need to diet until you get to that certain weight. And then what happens when you get to that certain weight? Naturally, you breathe a sigh of relief, you relax, the wheels come off the wagon, and before you know it, you're back putting weight on again. So what can you do? The good news is, even though this isn't your fault, you can do something about it. And to do this, you need to shift your mindset from temporary dieting to permanent and enjoyable lifestyle change. Everything you do now needs to be something that you feel that you could keep doing forever. So it would be more valuable, for instance, to go to the gym twice a week from now forever than it would to go to the gym 5 times a week for 6 weeks and then never again. And when it comes to your food intake, it isn't about counting calories or drastic reductions in calories. It's about making small changes that you can keep up. So it might be about taking out that extra chocolate bar you're having on an evening. It might be about trying to limit your alcohol to just weekends, for instance. But it's about consistency. It's about putting your behavior changes first and letting the weight follow. The first principle we need to be aware of is that if all else were equal, smaller bodies need fewer calories to sustain them. Let's imagine two 35-year-old twins, Linda and Leah, who do equal amounts of exercise. But Linda eats much more than Leah. So Linda weighs 14 stone and Leah weighs 10 stone. Linda needs to eat more calories to sustain her 14 stone body mass, and Leah needs to maintain her 10 stone body mass. So looking at this principle on a graph, it might look something like this. So all else being equal, the less someone weighs, the fewer calories they need to maintain their weight. Let's imagine now that Linda goes on a very low calorie diet to get down to 10 stone like her sister. She drops her intake to even less than her sister eats, and she loses the weight quickly. When she gets to 10 stone, she breathes a sigh of relief and starts increasing her calories again. But because it's unfamiliar to her to eat what a 10 stone body needs, old habits start to creep back in. She ends up eating more than her 10 stone body needs, plus her metabolism has also dropped because of the very low calorie diet, and she regains most of her weight. Let's imagine now that Linda takes a different approach and focuses on making healthy changes that she can keep up. Rather than focusing on getting to a certain weight, the primary aim is to stop overeating and to improve her health and well-being. But she hopes some weight will drop off as a result. Instead of counting calories, she concentrates on eating regular, balanced meals, reduces her takeaways and alcohol, but she doesn't cut out anything she enjoys entirely. She concentrates on being consistent, making sure what she's doing is enjoyable and sustainable. These small changes reduce her calories to less than her 14 stone body needs, and Linda's weight naturally and gradually starts to come down. When her weight reaches a point that matches her calorie intake, let's say for illustrative purposes this is 11.5 stone, her weight plateaus. This feels a natural weight for Linda that she's confident she can maintain, because she's happy with her lifestyle and her new way of eating is now an established routine. So the key mindset shift here is about thinking of lifestyle change as a permanent endeavour. Now, it is possible to lose weight through this approach. It will be slower, but with consistency and trusting the process, any weight you lose will stay off. So I want to finish with some practical steps to help you do this. Start by identifying some changes you'd like to make in your life. So think about your diet, think about your exercise, think about areas like alcohol, sleep, rest, work, things that are stressing you out. Secondly, think about areas of your lifestyle you'd like to keep. So what do you really enjoy? What's really important to you? So, for example, if a takeaway every now and again with your family is a really important part of your home life, don't try and cut it out entirely. Thirdly, think about why making these changes is important. So, what difference would it make to your day-to-day life if you were able to change some of these things and consistently keep these changes up? And finally, because it's not realistic to try and change everything at once, choose just one or two small things you can change this next week. That might be something like introducing a morning yoga, say 10 minutes morning yoga or yoga once a week. Or it might be something like trying to eat your meals more mindfully so that you don't automatically finish the whole portion. It will be personal to you, but keep it small, keep it doable, and keep it something that you would consider doing forever. And if you approach it like this, self-sabotage becomes no longer a thing because there isn't anything anymore to self-sabotage. You're allowing yourself to do some of the things you enjoy, and this is your lifestyle, this is you, and this is forever. I'm going to be posting more videos around sustainable weight loss, around what we mean by moderation, and around how you can use the scales as a learning tool to help you with your sustainable weight loss. So please subscribe if you're interested in these topics so you don't miss them when they come out. Don't worry if the information in this video feels quite overwhelming or perhaps unrealistic for you right now. If you've been yo-yo dieting for a lifetime, it will feel like a big mindset shift. Sometimes it's difficult to do these things on our own, and there's no shame in asking for help. If you're interested in one-to-ones or weight loss therapy with me, do check out my website, drop me an email, and you can book a discovery chat for free. And I'd love to hear what you think about the information in this video. Please comment below and tell me, what small change are you going to make this week?